Today, we are going to test Claude 3.5. We will check if it is able to build a 2D platform game without coding.
Okay, let's see how smart Claude 3.5 Sonnet is. Let's create a video game, a platform scrolling towards right, like we were in the 80s. Make the player be able to jump and the enemies coming from the right can be killed jumping on them from top. Put coins on the path that the player can collect. After a minute, put a flag that reached makes the first level to end. At that point, start another level with random platforms and more enemies and enemies in each new level. Give 3 lives to the player. When he ends lives, show the score and a button to start again. Make it full of colors. Use particle effects when the player jumps and when he climbs on top of the enemies. The enemies, when hit, bounce out of the screen, and then you delete them. Let's go. Let's see how smart it is, Claude. With this prompt, that is very, it's not so, it's quite accurate, but not that much. Let's see if it makes a, yes, I think it is making a React, using React.js, I think, not vanilla JavaScript, so we can use it into this window, and I can also publish it and make it and remix it. As you see it's going long because I asked him to make many things. Okay, things artifacts is done. This could provide a basic structure for registered platform, etc., etc. Okay, so the game, set up the HTML file to load the part of the game script, prepare necessary set file, images. Okay, we haven't got the images, so serve the game through the local server due to the browser security restriction on loading local files. Okay, would you like me to explain the code? Okay, so we cannot, you see here we got images, etc. Let's ask him to do something so that we can use it in artifacts. Okay, do not use images, use rectangle for player, circles or other shapes for enemies, so that we can use it as an artifact. Let's see if he understands what we asked him to do. Otherwise, okay, this is interesting. We will try this with the images, but we wanna do something straight into the browser right now, just to show if we can do it with the images. We don't need images. We can add images after we made the physics, etc. Let's see if we can play it right into the artifacts, because okay, let's see, maybe we cannot do it for some reason. Understand whether the image entirely is an artifact without relying on a certain analysis. This approach will make the game more etc. Let's update the shapes. I graded the game, player, platform, enemies, the core, particle effects are still included now. Using set up basic HTML file to load the phaser library. Perhaps the problem is the phaser library in this game script. Serve the game through a local web server due to the browser security restrictions. Would you like me to explain a part of the code? Okay, he doesn't give us the code we ask for, but let's see if we play it in the local browser what happens, to see at least if it works. Let's call this one Mario 2D. Well, we don't want to use Mario for any problem. Platform 2D. Let's call this one index, to see if at least what just happened. I don't understand what is happening here, why it isn't. Okay, this is perhaps, okay, this is not an HTML file, this is just JS, I think. Okay. Do it in vanilla JS and HTML. Let's use so that we can use it without the React.js thing. Maybe it's simpler like this, maybe. Who knows that now it will make us use it into the artifacts. Okay, I don't think. Okay, let's copy this and okay, let's substitute this with this new, but this time index.html. Yes, open in the browser. Okay, how can, okay, I don't have the space to, I can click to restart. What do I have to click to restart? I don't know. I click, okay. I should kill them, jumping on them, okay, okay, okay. I get 3 lives. How many enemies I get? I can go here, but it's not scrolling. As you can see, the physics of Mario is quite, has been understood. Okay, so now let's see. Make the window scroll. Make the platform to be at a distance that the player can reach them, and so for the coins, do not put too many enemies at the start, but increase them with time. Make the enemies of different colors and shapes. Okay, let's see if the game that somehow it works to be more playable, how to say it. So of course, but as you have seen, it works, and it does what you told him. But of course, there are some adjustments, like I told. And one interesting thing could be to give him to create the maps manually. Maybe we could ask him to make some code to create the level themselves, a level creator, so that the level are not random. Let me see here where I don't know why creating the platforms, etc. Now let's see what is, if he made some adjustment that makes the game more fun, that scrolls. Let's call this one index 2. So as you can see, it's fun. And okay, so the enemy now are not from on the ground. Okay, I got a double jump. No, I don't have it. You see the enemies of different shapes. They're not still reachable, but as I told you, these are. I must ask him to. Okay, now, but as you can see, he has done what I asked him. It's scrolling. It's everything is fine. I should say that some enemies should stay on the ground and some can fly, maybe. You see that if I go from top, I kill them. Oops, now I've been killed. Let's see if I can. Okay. Okay. So you see now it's scrolling. Make the platform to be as high as the player can jump on them, and if you place a can be high as the double the player can jump, only if there is another platform before that the player can reach jumping. Make most of the enemies to be on the ground. Some of them on the ground can randomly jump to. Let's go. Okay, now the game should have the basic feel of a 2D platform games of the 80s. We reached the different enemies. We reached the scrolling, that is fine, and the fact that we can kill enemies jumping on them. What we want to achieve now is to have most of them on the ground, and that they can also jump, so that they are less predictable, that their movements are less predictable, and we want also the platforms to be reachable by the player. Otherwise, platforms aren't. We cannot use the platforms. So let's see if he has done what we asked him. Now the chat is being quite long, so you shouldn't make the chats too long. Otherwise, I think that Claude can have more difficult to make the changes. So when it becomes longer, you should try to start a new chat and giving him the last code that you've done, that is this third version, for example. Let's open the browser if the version is good. You see that now? Okay, it's jumping. It can jump higher, so it can reach. Okay, it can reach the different. He hasn't done he's done the opposite. I asked to make the platform less high. Instead, he has left the platform where they were. Instead, it makes me jump higher so that I can reach. So he has done different thing, but I think now it's playable. Got the score here with this. Let's see if we reach the end. So the enemies are on the ground, most of them. There are no enemies in the air. I said the most of them. So okay, let's see. So this one with the nice soundtrack and sounds and some images instead of the I wanted to see if after minutes we reached the end. And so you see that the game is not the most innovative game, of course, but we can call this one a game. It has a goal to go to the end, get the enemy, get to reach. You see them that jumping, enemies jumping at random. You can kill them. If they touch you, they kills you. The only things that is missing is the graphic and the sounds, but we can add to it. As I said, we could copy this into a new chat and start from there. Of course, the graphic we have to add it. We cannot ask Claude to add the graphic. I think it would be incredible if in a future version we could add also the graphic and the sounds, maybe made by Claude itself, but I think we could reach that point at some times, and in that moment we could really make a video game entirely in Claude. But in this case we must do the. So you see that now it's quite fun to play it. So even if this is the the third version of the game, and we just have what we can call a very simple, a casual, one of these casual 2D games. And it's, if you go back like in 20 years, it's something that is quite incredible. We should put some enemies also in that can fly, because otherwise you can see here that you can avoid all the enemies. We can put some, I don't know, some things like some like in Mario, some parts where the ground breaks, so you can fall down. You can also add other features as you want to make it more similar to the classic 2D games, or make them different so that they are more fun. I don't see the goal here. I think it's infinite. It's an infinite game. You can go on forever. It doesn't. It should go quicker to make it more. Here is my goal instead. We have found it. Let's see what happens. You see that we are now in level 2. No, now we go back to level 1. Okay, it would have been interesting to see if the enemies went quicker and things like that. And it could be interesting to put the time, the distance from the goal, etc. But as you've seen, we have also goals and levels. So, okay, the basic shape of the game, structure of the game is done. And as you said, you can make all the adjustments you want to make it more interesting. So it's all for today for this new experiment about Claude, to make something a little more complex. There are some experiments that I made before that were a simple conversion of existing games, puzzle games, etc., that are more maybe easy. I've also tried some games like shooters, 2D shooters, etc., and they are also very easy to achieve. Okay, a platform game perhaps it's a little more difficult than a shooter game, but as you can see, the main structure is being achieved in few minutes. So thank you and see you next time. Bye.